Good morning, St. Lucia, here on island as well as in the diaspora. And we want to also say good morning to the wider Caribbean and the wider world. We're back here in the studios of the Government Information Service National Television Network, GIS NTN. I'm Mr. Joseph, and we are continuing broadcasting and focusing on the national response to COVID-19. All of last week, you would have seen us interviewing various stakeholders in the fight against COVID-19, and I do hope that you've had some informative sessions. Today will be no different. We have with me, alongside, of course, my colleague Primus Hutchinson, is the president for the National Council for Persons Disabilities, persons of and for with disabilities. Merphilus James is here with us. We'll be having wonderful conversation, and later on in the morning we'll be speaking with Marguerite, who is the president for the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association. Wasting no time, let's say good morning to Merphilus. Thank you so much for coming through. I know that it is a very challenging time, and for you, most importantly, your organization needs to be on the ground to ensure that your members are being well taken care of at this time. Talk to us about the Council's own response to COVID-19.
Good morning, Lisa. Primus, thank you so much for having me here. As is widely out there, persons with disabilities, the elderly, people with compromised immune systems are deemed highly susceptible to the adverse effects from COVID-19. So you'd understand our council, we have lots of work to do on the ground, as you rightly mentioned, to see that our members are well informed, that community response mechanisms take full account of where persons with disabilities live, especially those who live in isolation, who do not have easy family support mechanisms. We are at great risk because you understand this common term of social distancing is not fully applicable to my sector. Persons with disabilities in many cases need the support and the care of others, be it health aides, be it family members in cases where we have members who are paraplegic, who have no use of their limbs, who are fully dependent on others for basic needs. There is great difficulty where the common, highly promoted social distancing is concerned. Over the past few months, we have made great strides with NEMO. We have been involved in discussions in emergency response mechanisms. We have been given a seat of prominence at their table where accounting for persons with disabilities is concerned. We have experienced difficulty in information being made accessible to my sector. We have had lots of public announcements and notices, but what good is it if people cannot hear or they cannot see and the information is not reaching them?
And that's a problem that we have in St. Lucia, not just St. Lucia, but across the Caribbean. That is perhaps where we are slowly getting into that mode of being able to cater to persons with various disabilities.
Yes.
But in terms of being able now to assist those who are unable to hear, those who may not be able to read the information, how do you now sort of empower the health aides or the relatives and family to assist those individuals?
Okay. Since we are told that our supreme source of information here is our chief medical officer and official government sources, we have dialogued with the Office of the Prime Minister particularly to ensure that moving forward, all national statements that we incorporate sign language interpretation. I have been in discussion right here with NTN on the inclusion of subtitles and text, because not everyone who is deaf or hearing impaired can use a sign language. Persons who have lost their hearing because of old age did not necessarily learn sign language, but they can read. So the inclusion of subtitles and text in our important national messages and announcements, it is extremely important. Persons who are blind can benefit from concise, clear audio, giving instructions, giving information. Even video, when it is produced, can be produced in a generic format that the blind person could benefit from what is being said when it is done properly. It is very important that health aides, persons who go out into the community who have the right to self-isolate or to stay out of a particular community, if it is deemed that such and such community, there are many cases of COVID turning up and people are encouraged to stay out of it. You understand the difficulty of health aides who have to go into such a community to take care of persons, that if they exercise their right to not going, it places our persons with disabilities in a more vulnerable position. So, in our work over the years, we have always encouraged families to be that first line of support and defense for their members. Persons with disabilities do not exist in isolation. They have families, communities, churches, and the government should not be ideally the first source of intervention and protection. So we're encouraging families, communities to put all measures in place to make sure your members with disabilities, your elderly, your most vulnerable are fully accounted for in terms of groceries, access to sanitation supplies, utilities, water. Put everything in place that should any community be placed on lockdown, everything to cater to our most vulnerable would be right there in the community.
And just to emphasize what you were saying earlier about including the sign language, we saw that, and we did listen, and we took the action. So we saw that with the Prime Minister's national statement.
Yes.
And of course, moving forward, that is going to be the order of the day. And we're working on some of the other suggestions as well. The unfortunate thing about COVID-19 is that it sprung.
Yes.
And these are the gaps that existed in the society prior to COVID-19. And so trying to remedy all of those gaps now, it would take, perhaps a little bit more time, but getting it done in a shortest order as possible. But I am happy that we're beginning to make those strides, Merphilus. In terms now of really the list of your most vulnerable in the communities. So I'm asking about the sort of collaboration that you've had with the Ministry of Health and Wellness in ensuring that the most vulnerable in your community are not left behind.
Okay. As you have rightly said, this situation sprung upon us and it did expose our vulnerabilities, our weaknesses, and things that we must improve on. When we recover from this situation, that we have seen enough lessons and areas that we need to improve on in our society. We have a good working relationship with government ministries. Our parent ministry is the Ministry of Equity. And at the community level, we have made progress over the years in gathering our data, having our database of persons with disabilities. But I must mention, even the Caribbean Development Bank recognized in St. Lucia, we lack grossly in concrete, verifiable data on disabilities. So they are sponsoring a current assessment that even in our census, we will be able to gather specific information to have a better idea of what disability is like in this country. But at the community level, in terms of community wellness centers, there is data which exists on who persons with disabilities are. And at this stage, community disaster response committees would have access to this information. Afterward, my council has realized we need to have our own national registry. Independent of what the Department of Statistics has, we need to have our own national registry of persons with disabilities, because that changes every day. Every day we have amputations being performed in St. Lucia. Someone who did not have a disability yesterday may very well have one today as a result of an accident, a medical procedure, an act of violence. Our sector is always growing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Merphilus. Primer?
Monsieur, madame, comme Lisa Jadot, nous, 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 à ces affaires maladie corona COVID-19 et qui mène qualité réponse nous pour lui qualité préparation que les autorités ont fait et que je dis quand nous continuer la conversation nous n'y plus nous monsieur Joseph qui est responsable pour l'organisation
Monsieur James,
excusez-moi tout bonnement James et il a représenté l'organisation monde qui déshabile avec nous voulons dire bienvenue et pour dire nous en créole avant nous continuer la conversation moi tenir pour assez de clés pour faire ça une capacité à sous conversation nous pour servir ça parler créole là assez bien pour monde comprendre qui qualité de démarche qui est en place pour assister qualité c'est bon ça parce que il y a dans une situation qui très sérieux à la vie pour qualité l'avantage je suppose une qualité support assistance enfin en l'autre situation côté qui pas marcher à l'avantage alors qui mène ça qui affecté qui qualité assistance qui ou qui briser à direction ça là.
Bonjour, merci encore, Monsieur Primus. Et moi, je voulais faire apologie. Puis, moi, parti ici à Paris pour parler créole là. So, moi, j'ai essayé de dire un petit bagage pour répondre à une question avec cette lycéen qui comprend.
Merci.
Si moi, pris, il y a des côtés, s'il vous plaît, aidez-moi. S'il vous plaît, oui. So, quand nous avons ça, puis là, nous avons chaque information de voilà qui a dit aux gens qui ont des disabilités, gens qui ont déjà des problèmes médicaux avant, les citoyens, yo plus vulnérables, sensibles pour COVID-19 là, COVID-19 là. Et que nous avons demandé tout le monde pour faire tout ça, il pour faire toute préparation, coûter statement qui a sorti from officer chief medical officer nous, from office premier ministre là, et faire toute préparation. Et nous n'y pouvons pas si bagay vin plus mauvais, si yo dit moun pour rester en commune, pas sorti, pas prendre machine, pas aller en ville, pas aller pièce côté, rester la caillou, ou n'y pouvons pas comme ça et faire assez préparation. Si on n'y pour rester la caillou, yon des informations qui dit si on n'y pour rester 2 mois, make sure ni 2 mois remède la caillou, make sure ni assez commission, assez bagay pour chaîne corps en ces temps ça. So nous can encourager ces membres nous et famille nous savons chaque gens qui ont des habilités. Yo ka dépend à sous l'autre monde pour faire bagay ba yo chaque yo pas ça même sorti en caillou. So ça fait belle bagay ça nous ka dire about social distancing pour rester oui pour bay moun l'autre distance. Là ni en chaque monde qui ni des habilités qui passe à faire ça puis yo besoin non yo besoin famille yo besoin moun pour ben yo pour ba yo manger pour faire bagay ba yo so kachile si c'est moun nan qui ka travail qui ka vini point que ces gens qui ni des habilités en commune si yo di yo pas ka aller tel commune peace la ni maladie ça là et c'est droit yo pour dire ça qui ça nous ka fait so nous ka encourager famille commune pour faire tout ça yon pour faire by ces mamio qui ni disabilité qui goin maman qui ni disabilité aussi
et qui qualité qui mon a dit puisque moi ça votre relation et puis département santé qui qualité support ou PD qui puisque ça si vite quand même et que ou ka trouver hod département santé et aussi ministre là qui a représenté
oui nous avons une relation avec les autres départements gouvernement et ou peut comprendre situation ça juste venir les monde comme ça ma dit qu'on s'y puise nous déjà ni assez notice qui était l'autre side de la terre mais il vient ici il vient joindre nous et que nous ça apprendre from ça l'autre pays jamais été en place et actuellement nous besoin si pour tout l'autre ministre, si pour gouvernement, mais n'a toujours encouragé moun. Gouvernement pas supposé premier côté à moun garder pour support et pour assistance. Moun ni famille, yon ni commune. Vous savez famille ni yon responsabilité ou mette bagay en place pour ces membres yo.
Monsieur James, vous faites assez bien, vous faites plus que nous quoi. Ça bon, comment nous continuer puis conversation et puis
It's not being able to engage. I know that you do have young children with disabilities. So how did the council, or how are you continuing to assist the parents in being able to engage them whilst they're at home?
Okay, so it's refreshing to be back in English. Yes. So understanding this situation is relatively new to us. There were lots of mechanisms that we have not yet put in place. And we're relying on people to make use of the information which is already out there, especially from official sources. Our Chief Medical Officer, the Office of the Prime Minister. People also are able to follow world news, developments, credible developments which happen out there. So you see lots of recommendations like meditate, read, use your time constructively. If you do have to practice the social distancing, appreciate that solitary time, connecting with yourself. We have lots of these philosophies going out there and lots of advice about appreciating silence, peace, meditation, and reflection. But there are also games with mobile phones. There are lots of things that people can do to keep occupied and to engage themselves. What I love about the work that I do, because I too am a person with disabilities, but first and foremost, I am a citizen of St. Lucia. So my comments do not have to be limited to disability matters. We are told globally, especially in what we call the developed countries like the UK, doctors are dying from this. Medical professionals are dying from this. I was reading yesterday an account from a doctor who mentioned he's seen many deaths before. But the way he's seeing people dying from COVID-19 has traumatized him. The way he's seeing people on that table, gasping for air, suffering, he described it as excruciating, the way people are dying. And we look around and it has been said in St. Lucia, it has not hit us yet how serious this is. It has not. The measures that we should be putting in place to ensure that such does not happen here on a large scale. These are nations, countries with advanced hospitals, advanced health sectors, and they're complaining they're running out of health supplies. They're running out of protective gear. Doctors are having to play God. Those were his exact words, play God and determine who lives. Italy, for example, is saying that they're not seeing people. If you have the symptoms and you're over 60, they've almost given up on you. It is like we will divert.
They're just completely overwhelmed.
They're overwhelmed, and they will
the numbers that are there.
Divert
but the
resources.
important thing for us, and you rightly pointed out, that it has not fully hit us.
Yes.
And certainly the Ministry of Health is continuing to do the testing of persons who are in quarantine. Thus far, the results coming out of persons who have been isolated have all proven to be negative.
Yes.
The important thing at this time is for St. Lucians to heed all of that information and warning, the things that they can do to protect themselves, because sometimes you get the sort of general impression that maybe persons on the ground are not following through with the advice that's being given.
Yes.
Although in the last few days I've been hearing, and it's very encouraging, that persons are very, very quick to realize if someone is coughing, if someone is sneezing. So, and the social distancing is happening. You know we're a FET nation.
Yes.
We haven't had any of that. Merphilus. So it means that it is beginning to sink in. And you're right. People watching what's happening globally on the international newscasts, they're seeing the devastation of COVID-19 and understanding that really and truly systems cannot match up unless the necessary measures are taken and taken way in advance of us being stricken by this. So I'm happy that you made that point, and to emphasize for St. Lucia that what we need is for us to be able to heed the warnings and do the things that are going to protect us. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back right after this.
So far, so good?
Yes.
All right.
Personal risk reduction is important. Germs are everywhere, and you can reduce your risk of infection by practicing some basic infection control measures. Taking the stairs, avoid touching the railing. If taking the elevator, ensure you use hand sanitizer immediately after exiting the elevator. Hand sanitizers with 60% or more alcohol are great to use, so have some readily available on your desk for quick use. Have your own personal bottle to carry with you when away from running water and soap. Germs can spread easily and be anywhere. Be sure to wipe down or disinfect desks, telephones, and keyboards. Washing your hands often will reduce the spread of germs, but you must wash them as recommended. Masks and gloves serve a purpose and provide protection when used in the recommended settings and when used correctly. They are not practical for the office or business place and can lead to the further spread of germs when used badly. Use only if you are coughing and or sneezing or taking care of someone who is ill with flu-like symptoms. For more information, call the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5347, 468-5349, or 468-5350.
We're back here in studio with Merphilus James, who's the president for the National Council of and for Persons with Disabilities. Merphilus, at a time like this, certainly for your members, you want to give them the sense of hope, encouragement, because everything else can seem a sort of doom and gloom picture.
Yes. What I wish to say is to emphasize the importance of containment. The way information has been put out there, I've heard lots of comparisons. This is just like any other common cold or any other flu, and that may be dangerous if people do not understand that COVID-19 is proven to be far more contagious than these, and the effects, the level of lung disease, of pneumonia, doctors are saying that they've never seen anything like this. And containment is extremely important. We advise our members and St. Lucians in general in the quest to protect, because if you think you're so healthy and if you get it, you'll just get a mild cold or flu, you can pass it on to someone who will die. An elderly family member of yours, a grandmother, someone with disabilities. You can kill someone with your carelessness. And we encourage our people to obey the quarantine, the isolation policies, because giving up a little of your freedom for the greater good of the public, this is where we are now. Your actions can affect my health. So we urge everyone to be careful and take heed.
And this is the time where we truly have to be brother's keeper.
Yes.
So we really have to show that brotherly love. So it's not just about you, it is about everyone else.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much, Merphilus, for stopping by. It was very refreshing to use your word there, having that conversation with you this morning. And we do hope that members of the community of persons with disabilities, that they are safe and everything is being done to keep them that way.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
Merci.
It's power bike time!
Hey, you need to cover your mouth. Don't you know about the coronavirus?
It's not a joke, it's a serious thing.
True that. What's coronavirus anyway?
The coronavirus is a group of viruses that causes the common cold. In more severe cases, it's like the flu.
Really? So are you saying that this is not a new virus?
No, it isn't new. It's a new strain. That's why some people say novel coronavirus. Yes, look at it like a family who just had a new baby.
I get it now. So how is it spread?
Through the air, like coughing and sneezing, touching objects, surfaces with the virus on it, touching your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth before washing your hands with running water and soap.
Sounds like someone has the flu or the cold. Are the symptoms the same?
The symptoms are fever, coughing, sneezing, headaches, just like the flu. In some severe cases, you also have breathing difficulties and chest pains. Some persons also get pneumonia and kidney failure, and as you have heard the news, some people have died.
Wow. So how do I protect myself?
We have always been told to wash our hands with running water and soap. In the event there is no running water and soap, you use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer of at least 70% alcohol. Try your best to avoid touching your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. And in the event you need to sneeze and cough into a tissue, you throw the tissue into a bin. If you do not have tissue and you need to sneeze or cough, you do it into your elbow.
Yes, I heard that. So what medications can we take?
Well, as the virus is new, there is no medication or vaccine that you could really take to prevent it. What we really have to do is to practice infection control measures to protect ourselves.
Hey, people. I need to get a sweat. Let's get moving.
Let's do it, guys.
So, wait, how do I get more information?
Good, I have that number on lockpile. For further information, contact the Bureau of Health Education at 468-5349, 468-5347, or 468-5342. Let's defy limits! Woo! Come on!
Personal risk reduction is important. Germs are everywhere, and you can reduce your risk of infection by practicing some basic infection control measures. Taking the stairs, avoid touching the railing. If taking the elevator, ensure you use hand sanitizer immediately after exiting the elevator. Hand sanitizers with 60% or more alcohol are great to use, so have some readily available on your desk for quick use. Have your own personal bottle to carry with you when away from running water and soap. Germs can spread easily and be anywhere. Be sure to wipe down or disinfect desks, telephones, and keyboards. Washing your hands often will reduce the spread of germs, but you must wash them as recommended. Masks and gloves serve a purpose and provide protection when used in the recommended settings and when used correctly. They are not practical for the office or business place and can lead to the further spread of germs when used badly. Use only if you are coughing and or sneezing or taking care of someone who is ill with flu-like symptoms. For more information, call the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5347, 468-5349, or 468-5350.
Thanks for staying there for details on the national response to COVID-19. And of course today, Monday, March 23rd, 2020, begin to sort of scaling back of activity here in St. Lucia in that national response to COVID-19, and it's a 2-week scale back until April 5th, 2020. And so the implementation of heightened protocol and social distancing regime implemented by the government of St. Lucia. So the partial scale down of non-essential economic and social activities for this 2-week period. So the essential services which will continue include emergency services, that is the fire, police, as well as private security services, border control. St. Lucia will strengthen, tighten, and escalate port health protocols as part of its heightened protocols. Utilities, Wasco, Lucelec, and telecoms companies are continuing. Sanitation, collection, and disposal, that is continuing. The supermarkets, mini-marts, the shops, the bakeries, and the pharmacies are also in operation. The gas stations remain in operation, air and seaports operations to facilitate cargo handling and U.S. flights if they are still flying to allow for the return of nationals. The limited public transportation services is in order. Limited banking services also in order. Trucking services related to the movement and delivery of essential supplies and the food chain, restaurants and fast food services, but only those who do takeaway, takeout, delivery, or drive-through capabilities are being allowed to open. Of course, the media is still in operation. Manufacturing activities related to production of food, water, and the products of personal hygiene and providers of cleaning services. And it is at that point that I want to say good morning and welcome to the President of the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association, as well as the Chair of Export St. Lucia, Ms. Marguerite Desir. I hope I got that Marguerite right, yes?
You did.
There we go. Marguerite Desir joining us at the table to discuss what COVID-19 is doing to St. Lucia. Because we seem to focus heavily on the tourism, but all sectors, all economic sectors are affected here because of COVID-19, as it is the world over. So for manufacturers, it is almost a time of perhaps good news and not so good news. So let's break down where everything lies for us, where COVID-19 and the manufacturing sector is concerned. Margaret, once again, welcome.
Hi, welcome, and thank you so much, Lisa. And good morning to all viewers. And from the manufacturing perspective, like you said, Lisa, there is the opportunity, which is the good side, and the not so good side, which is what all other businesses would obviously be facing in terms of the challenges, the economic challenges, and also the health challenges that they may have for their staff and also the customers out there. So we are in solidarity with the nation, and we are here to support, especially in these trying times. So our food manufacturing and our hygiene manufacturing, ahead of all the shutdown, well, the partial scale down, we knew that this was in the pipeline. So what we did in terms of preparing ourselves, like bulk order, a lot of our essential manufacturers decided to order bulk raw material to ensure that we were prepared in terms of meeting the demands of the nation. And so far, we have done quite well in terms of in full, ensuring that we deliver in full, but the challenge is on time. So there may have been some delays in terms of getting hand sanitizer because of the turnaround time for the manufacturers in that area. In terms of the area for hygiene, like things like toilet paper, the demand, because of the panic buying that we saw the first to second week, again, the demand for that week was a bit challenging, but again, Toiling was able to pull all its resources together to supply that demand. So if you go to the supermarkets now, you would see a lot of the Toiling brands are there, and most of the international brands are gone. So in times like that, we are very pleased to be here, to be available. We have the different pastor companies who have been available and who have the capacity to actually supply the nation. And again, we saw that the high demand, not just for St. Lucia, we're seeing for the export markets, they are actually demanding our products. So we have manufacturers as we stand now who are preparing containers to go out. So again, like I said, we will give St. Lucia priority in terms of the demand, but we will also try to help our neighboring countries in terms of providing some products. The other essence is the quality of our product. We as manufacturers tend to go above and beyond in terms of the quality of the product that we produce, in terms of having our product at world-class standards. So you would find a lot of us have either HACCP certification, quality management certification that is, or ISO certification. So that enables our goods to be export ready for global. So a lot of our products go as far as Russia, the Middle East, like Baron Foods have products going all around the world. So we have areas in the food sector that really concentrate on, selling products worldwide. So from our food essence, I think the quality is very important, because our taste and uniqueness in St. Lucia, right now people are really enjoying it. Over the weekend, somebody told me, wow, I really didn't understand how good some of your products, the local products, are. And I really, now I can really appreciate supporting and buying local.
And that's a very good thing, Margaret, because prior to COVID-19, the focus for the Ministry of Commerce was really the implementation of Article 164,
Correct.
as you know, and that would have enabled the manufacturing sector to have some breathing room so that it can be able to fully expand and grow, and that sort of buy local, the underlying message there. But COVID-19 is now going to ramp that up by really, I don't want to say force St. Lucians, but really nudge them in the direction of buying what is locally produced. Because, as you know, yes, we do have the supply food chain open, but you never know what's happening on the other end. While we may be open, there may be some delays in some of the other markets, and so we would have to fill in that gap. So it's a very, very heartening thing that we have our local manufacturers with great quality, and I can personally attest to that as well. But you spoke about the shipping to other countries. There's demand there as well. So the availability and the capacity of our local manufacturers, how are we ensuring that they can meet all of the demands?
Well, what we've done, like I said earlier, we've increased in terms of our safety stock to ensure that we have sufficient raw materials. And some of the raw materials are locally sourced for some of our manufacturers, to ensure that we can at least provide and meet the demand locally and also export. And like I said, we will certainly try to give priority to our local consumers. But then again, we will also, because we have the capacity, we will expand that out to our neighboring countries. And we urge St. Lucians to take this opportunity to enjoy our products and be patriotic and ensure, I mean, all around St. Lucia, you'll find products from Jamaica, Trinidad, and so on. And again, we also are urging our local supermarkets, to support us a little more, because as you could see now, the shelves are, a lot of the local products are what's on the shelf, because we are here, we have the capacity, we are willing and able to supply the market. So it's a great opportunity with Article 164, but also for us to be there for our country, be there for our people, to ensure that our people are taken care of. And that doesn't mean that the price of our products will go up because of COVID-19. Right. Although rightfully we may see some increase in prices in raw material. And as you know, the cost per unit can increase the cost, the end cost of the product. So we're hoping that we may not see a high price increase in raw material that can force us to probably increase price, because it's not our intention to increase price, especially if Article 164, the prices would remain the same, if not lower. So we are not hoping to see an increase in price. But I'm not saying that it may not be possible, depending on what we get out there, because what we realize...
Depending how long your stock, your present stock, is going to last, if this you have to replenish that.
Right. What we realizing that our international suppliers, raw material suppliers, are starting to give priority to their own. So that is why we were able to secure as much as we can, and we will continue. Even some of our local manufacturers like Lubeco over the weekend, they just started completing their first batch of face masks, because they had all the raw material and the specs to do it. So today it will be going into testing for approval, and once that's approved, I know there is a shortage on island. We would then be able to deliver some masks to the hospitals and other persons who may require it. So a lot of our manufacturers are also becoming very resourceful, and we have other manufacturers who can produce water, extra water if there need be, bottled water that is. So again,
and the hand sanitizers, we're going to be getting that very soon on the shelves.
Well, we have NatMed as is producing hand sanitizers, and I know there are some other manufacturers who are exploring. They have the capacity and they can do it. So I know this is also being worked on. So again, NatMed right now they're selling it by gallon, and people are refilling. So in terms of the actual, small quantities, we've not, because again, there's a shortage of the small packaging for it. So that's the challenge we have, and I know they are trying to source some extra ones. So we are trying in terms of getting things out and running.
We'll take a little pause from the English. Ça parle quoi, comment?
Oui.
Oui, okay. Primus, take over.
Okay, nous ici puis nous madame qui est responsabilité pour ça nous a produit un pays divers ça qui a produit un pays cette ici et aussi responsable pour Export Solutions, ça c'est organisation qui est responsable pour ça nous a vendre à l'autre pays. Ça c'est non aidez-moi s'il vous plaît, Marguerite
Desir.
OK, madame Desir, bienvenue ici puis nous sur NTNGIS. Dis-nous puisque nous avons là Marguerite, maladie COVID-19 mène en pile tracassement pour nous, mais ils sont à d'une façon et que tu me dis encourager cette lycéenne pour garder tête plus près ça nous a produit un pays.
Oui, moi ça dit ça puisque à Brésil ça nous a fait c'est produire nous a fait un pays nous ça fait un pile. So nous a dit tout le monde produire nous a fait quality is a bon quality pile de quality a plus bon passer ça nous a joindre l'autre pays et comme on chaque monter a commencé à acheter mais nous ka moun ka supporter acheter produit à nous ka faire plus et nous apprécier ça et puis nous ka continuer faire produit et puis plus bon quality encore quitter quality consistent pour make sure tout le monde joue best quality pas parce que l'année en rush et puis chaque monde veut un pile nous ka mener quality plus bas nous ka faire quality plus haut nous pas compromise quality pour faire plus. So cette licence ça rest assured that nous ka fait tout ça nous pays pour make sure that you joignent produit qui ka satisfait you et puis nous apprécier tout le monde qui supporter local.
OK, d'accord. Est-ce que l'année plan pour adresser ces nécessités qui nous besoin à présent comme hand sanitizers et l'autre bagaille qui nous ka besoin pour faire bataille contre COVID-19, est-ce que la possibilité qui nous a produit à d'ailleurs à cette ici même?
Well, la possibilité nous ça fait plus bon me parler et puis masse pour Fidji. Quand nous ka parler à Lubeco commencer pour week-end qui passé à yo commencer à mettre rangement en place pour commencer faire masse pour Fidji. pour protecter moun because nous qu'on apprend ça nous ni à sous pays à présent la parole ni j'ai qu'on nous besoin so lubeko haka commencer faire et puis pour dire demain nous kay savent si quality a passe pour ces gens ces docteurs puis ces nurses là et puis depuis yo OK nous kay commencer distribuer
yo ba qui concerné à ces situations à présent comme un résultat des affaires COVID-19 en chaque puis en ça mon besoin puis yo ni collectif qui peut hoster puis qui m'a regardé ça particulièrement pour ça qui a sorti cette liste même produit qui a sorti cette liste même
c'est pas attention nous pour nous ça hoster puis spécialement pour produits nous te hani nous te pour faire ces produits so mais ça nous ka ouais à dans ces produits à nous besoin pour aider nous faire l'autre produit cette ici raw material ou ka créer ça nous ka ouais peut-être pour ya kay monter yonde moun haka di OK yo pani je so tipiti a yoni peut-être pour ya kay monter si ça fait toutes différentes compagnies qui pour faire décision qui manière yo ça organiser ça avec own business yo so qui although nous pas garder pour puis monter mais moi pas ça garantie that pour y a pas monter mais c'est pas intention attention nous pour ça mener pour pour prendre l'avantage cette lycéen en dans temps comme ça as a matter of fact nous ka try pour aider cette lycée nous ka demander toutes ces manufactures nous toutes ces compagnies pour venir devant pour ça aider pays so moi ka ba un exemple so moi t'ai aller au Tiamoun bon l'hôpital neuf là OKU et puis les moi venir là moi go wall là devant l'hôpital là et moi garder l'état wall là il tenait en chai limou il tenait en chai il pas garder copécétique qui m'a il pas regarder cordial et moi savent l'hôpital là ni pouvait li mercredi so moi savent madame premier ministre là oui il y a foundation yo ka créer make it happen foundation fait bagay fait foundation so moi couiller et puis moi dit as a company Harris Pins nous ça besoin fait et moi savent l'hôpital là ni pouvait et moi ça limou et yo ka créer mold et l'autre bagay pas bon pour monde qui malade so moi dit comme ça moi pas savent si yo hakave ça peut-être yo hakave pour faire mais quand compagnie moi dit Harris Pins ça bat tout petit et fait tout bagay et right away dit mais il apprécie ça et puis yo même fondation kay paye pour c'est mon pour travailler pour faire ça so depuis samedi nous commencer à aller wall ça là et puis moi t'ai allé hier il garder
top primaire
passé nous manger nous treatly nous mettez en mode pour l'hôpital là ça ouvert so ça nous qu'a dit c'est les autres manufacturiers so venir ensemble pour aider cette lycée c'est pas là pour nous gourmet qui on a l'autre vous pas wall by on a l'autre c'est là pour nous tous venir ensemble pour aider situation cette lycée
merci autant madame Desir on apprécie ça et nous apprécier qui organisation venir ensemble avec café et ça particulièrement en ça mentionné tout concerné l'hôpital OK nous apprécions ça autant avec nous que yo ka suivre conseil pour les autres compagnies les autres business ici à la même direction ça là merci autant
merci au débat tout bon malin and so as you indicated there Harris Pins collaborating with the Make It Happen Foundation which is of course headed by the wife of Lucia's Prime Minister. You decided, good corporate citizen that Harris Pins, because you are over at Harris Pins. Tell us about that initiative and how important it was for Harris Pins to lend a hand at this time.
Well, when I visited the hospital a few days ago, I went to visit a friend there who was on
we're talking about the Owen King EU hospital.
Yes, who was on dialysis because the parts of the hospital are already open.
Yes.
So I went to visit a friend there, and when I looked at the wall, I was like, oh, this wall can do with a lot of cleaning and you know, just uplifting, because it had a lot of mold and mildew. And again, that I know that there is a plan to open the hospital next week, but not everything. The priority is the internal, to open the hospital and so on. But that was the face of the hospital. So I called the First Lady, who has been working a lot with the different companies through the Make It Happen Foundation, Miss Raquel Dubole-Chasny. And I told her, well, I went to the hospital and I saw there's a need for the painting of the wall at the front. It's the face of the hospital. And for health matter also, we need to remove the mold and mildew. And she was so excited. She said, that's the kind of initiative we need, the corporate people to come together to ensure that we can solve this COVID, or we can fight this COVID-19 as one. And right away she said, tell me whatever you need, and the foundation, we will pay for labor. If we have to pay for extra paint, let us know what we need, and we are there with you. And we were very grateful that, you know, we provided the paint and the foundation provided all the labor. And right now the hospital is being painted. Well, we treated it over the weekend, and it's a beautiful transformation from where it was. And I think we also use the colors, the psychology of colors, in terms of what color you'll use for hospital, for peace, for calming. So we are hoping that when the patients move in, it will be a welcoming for them when they move in later this week. So I'm urging all our manufacturers, and by extension all the corporate companies out there, to please, if there's anything that we can do, because also the First Lady mentioned that some other companies did call to offer their assistance, and that is great. As a nation, this is the time for us to come together and put out all our force so we can fight this virus as one. It is not the time for us to be complacent and complaining and criticizing. We will not get it perfect, but what we will do is come together, and when something goes wrong, we will quickly correct it as a group. So I urge manufacturers again, whatever we can do. For example, for the move this week, some of our manufacturers have offered water, juice, complimentary, to support the move, because you will need all hands on deck, and we know the resources in terms of finance, and it will be worse for the government because we know a recession is on its way. So we have to start as a company. All of us are affected, so all of us need to come together and make it better.
And try to minimize what that impact is going to be. And we will be giving you that first-hand look, if you wish, through the lens of the camera. A little later on this morning, we'll be showing you the great work by Harris Payne there over at the OKEU Hospital. And let's not forget that the full commissioning or the transitioning into OKEU is supposed to be done by Wednesday of this week. Margaret, I want to talk about the employment sort of opportunities that this situation is providing, because yes, COVID-19, it has really come with some devastating effects, but as we mentioned earlier, there are some silver linings there. A number of people are, hotels have closed temporarily. Number of other people are home, but there is a sort of silver lining that manufacturing may be able to absorb some people. Yes?
Yes, correct. So for us, like we said, there will be excess capacity. We have the excess capacity, and there will be additional demand. And when you have additional demand, you may or you will need additional persons. So like I've urged those persons in the service sector who would be out of employment, it's an opportunity to check with the different manufacturing companies. That's those with the food and hygiene, because not all manufacturing companies remain open. To seek opportunity, I know a few manufacturers have hired additional persons, to help meet the demand. So we see that opportunity, even if it's a short-term basis, whilst the other persons are out of a job, but there is that opportunity, and we urge St. Lucians to take advantage over it.
And the new avenues companies now can perhaps see how they can branch out
Yes.
into creating other products, yeah?
Yes, that is correct. As a matter of fact, there are some companies who've already started. Like I said, Lubeco. I know St. Lucia distillers have the alcohol. I'm not sure if they will have plans to do hand sanitizer. I know Harris Paints. We in Barbados, we producing hand sanitizers in Barbados, and very soon, once the demand is there, we will start to extra demand. We will start to produce more. I know NatMed is doing it, so we don't want to take over NatMed's demand. We support each other that way. So once NatMed can meet the demand, that's fine. But if the demand becomes unbearable for NatMed, we will then be in dialogue with them to say, hey, we can produce it, so give us the opportunity, and then we will make sure we supply the country with what's needed. So it's not a panic stage where, oh, NatMed may not be able to produce and that's it. There will be plan Bs and plan Cs.
All right. Some great news there. Thank you so much, Marguerite Desir. She is the president for the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association as well as Export St. Lucia. She's the chairperson of Export St. Lucia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Wash your hands. Wash them before
eating or handling food or caring for infants, sick or elderly people.
Wash your hands. Wash them after
using the toilet, touching raw meat, handling pets and livestock, playing outdoors, cleaning or handling waste and garbage.
Wash your hands. Wash them often.
You are going right when you make a habit of washing your hands several times a day.
This message brought to you courtesy the Bureau of Health Education of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And as we indicated, that the manufacturing sector in the areas of those who provide personal hygiene products, water and food, they are continuing to be in operation even as we are now beginning day one of the non-essential economic and social activity curtailment on island for a 2-week period in order to ensure the sort of social distancing that we need in the combating of COVID-19. Margaret, if you give us an idea of which of the companies are in operation at this time and who's doing what.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. So we have, for example, pasta. We have tenderoni. Tenderoni produces a whole range of different pastas. I know one of those the children really like is the macaroni and cheese in the box. Yeah. So they have that, and the quality, I'm telling you, it's second to none. It's really great. We have El Pirata, and we have Orwin's Manufacturing. I also think that Ramco is producing like a Charmin like. So we have that on, you know, in terms of lockdown. We have like seasonings and all the juices and so on. We have Baron Foods. We have Viking Traders, Miss St. Rose Creole Delights, Fruitsy have a range of products. Fruitsy have CMOS too, that I heard is very good for the immune system. So some support there to Fruitsy. We have Abby's. Again, Abby's have some CMOS and some great products that are really good for the immune system. In terms of meat, we have Grew Industry, and a lot of persons may not know that some of the nice hams we eat for Christmas, that really comes from Grew Industry from St. Lucia right here. They have hams and sausages and bacons. The products are world class. I can tell you because I use it consistently. And we have Highline Poetry. Nothing is better than a local chicken with no preservatives in it. So we know what that means. So we have Highline. There are some other poetry manufacturers out there. We have Caribbean Grains, where we have our flour in abundance. And again, normally we used to use the international flour, and Caribbean Grains is great. I use their flours. I stopped using international. I'm using Caribbean Grains now. Their products are great. The packaging is great. So again, and we have animal feed from them. We have the water sector. We have Double Bottling Company. They have water crystal clear. We have Blue Waters. They are still producing, and they have the capacity to supply not just St. Lucia but the whole region. We have they also do Paradise Water. We have Nature Pure, Windfresh, and SMJ Beverages. SMJ also have the juices, etc. We have Weward and Linwood brewery. They produce things like malt, other drinks. They have water also, which is the crystal clear. And we have the hygiene, which is toiling manufacturing, and also chemical down south produce a lot of the bleaches, the disinfectant, and I'm sure we all know chemical. Because these days we don't say Clorox again. Give me some chemical.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, before Clorox was the name, you don't say bleach. I want a bottle of Clorox.
Nothing
now
was bleach.
I want
Clorox,
chemical.
but now you're right.
So chemical has
replaced that.
Exactly. So again, chemical, and there are some other smaller manufacturers that we support that are out there, and we will continue to support them and urge them to come to the association, and whatever we can do in whatever way, we'll be very happy to assist in these trying times.
All right, wonderful there. Thank you so much for all of the wealth of information, Margaret. And again, I keep saying on this program that if you were to just think of COVID-19, the sort of vulnerability that it presents, after you hear from the various persons in the different sectors, you will understand that hope
is there,
and the resilience that St. Lucia does have within itself. Yes.
Also to mention, I mean, for those who will not feel well, whether it's for the flu or whether it's COVID-19, although we only have 2 cases, don't forget we have Frances Robb. And that, I mean, we heard that Dominica only had 1 case so far, and they took a while to get a case. Frances Robb in Dominica goes like we say, hot bread. So Frances Robb, I mean, I've used it. It's like a miracle rub. So for those who have body aches and pain from either the flu or COVID-19, remember, it's produced right here, and it's available. And when I talk about the rub, I don't mean she come in and rub you down. I mean that.
Although that is available, let me tell you, because I use her products as well.
Yeah.
I must say that now and then, you probably feel a little pain in the knee, a little joint, and using her products, I have to say that I have been nothing but more than satisfied with that. And so you're right. And she's also a big hit over in the French departments as well.
That's correct.
So I'm happy that our local manufacturers, the sort of wide scale that we're at, and it means then, as I was indicating, the sort of resilience that we have that capacity for us to be able to take care of ourselves if we are doing the things that we're supposed to do and heeding the advice. We can contain and we can stave off, ward off, fight off COVID-19. Margaret, thank you so much. We'll take a very short break and we'll come back with our next segment.
It's Power Bike time!
Oi, you need to cover your mouth. Don't you know about the coronavirus?
It's not a joke, it's a serious thing.
True that. What's coronavirus anyway?
The coronavirus is a group of viruses that causes the common cold. In more severe cases, it's like the flu.
Really? So are you saying that this is not a new virus?
No, it isn't new. It's a new strain. That's why some people say novel coronavirus. Yes, look at it like a family who just had a new baby.
I get it now. So how is it spread?
Through the air, like coughing and sneezing, touching objects, surfaces with the virus on it, touching your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth before washing your hands with running water and soap.
Sounds like someone has the flu or the cold. Are the symptoms the same?
The symptoms are fever, coughing, sneezing, headaches, just like the flu. In some severe cases, you also have breathing difficulties and chest pains. Some persons also get pneumonia and kidney failure, and as you have heard the news, some people have died.
Wow. So how do I protect myself?
We have always been told to wash our hands with running water and soap. In the event there is no running water and soap, you use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer of at least 70% alcohol. Try your best to avoid touching your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. And in the event you need to sneeze and cough into a tissue, you throw the tissue into a bin. If you do not have tissue and you need to sneeze or cough, you do it into your elbow.
Yes, I heard that. So what medications can we take?
Well, as the virus is new, there is no medication or vaccine that you could really take to prevent it. What we really have to do is to practice infection control measures to protect ourselves.
Hey, people. I need to get a sweat. Let's get moving.
Let's do it, guys.
So, wait, how do I get more information?
Good, I have that number on lockpal. For further information, contact the Bureau of Health Education at 468-5349, 468-5347, or 468-5342.
Let's defy limits! Woo! Come on!
Monsieur Tan, bienvenue encore sur le programme non NTN GIS. Oui, parce que nous pour maladie corona COVID-19 et que nous avons tenu Madame Marguerite Desir qui a représenté conseil avec organisation qui est responsable pour ça nous a produit ici qui fait parler très bien sur ces divers ça qui a fait et un point fait qui c'est compagnie ici d'accord pour employer monde qui j'appelle travailler même si c'est pour un petit temps mais ça peut aider situations de diverses façons et côté c'est diverses organisations qui coopèrent ensemble pour aider à situation ça là nous avons un rapport nous avons deux rapports à Créole mais première qui sorti du département santé et Fonel qui communication officier communication là qui parle sur deuxième stage de préparation ça là pour chaîne mon inspection qui mène les affaires à marcher présentement en nous tenons rapport Fonel.
Cette liste j'abay rapport de deux cas maladie COVID-19 au pays. À ce vendredi le 20 mars l'année 2020, facilité santé publique là en Rodney Bay t'est ouvert pour faciliter passagers qui brisaient quarantine et isolation. À ce dimanche le 22 mars, département pour santé bay rapport qui l'année yon 100 moun en quarantine et 3 moun en isolation. Là fini pour quarantine, département pour santé aussi j'ai fait provision pour ces grands moun là, une femme qui go boudé et une femme qui n'était mamai. Condition pour quarantine sa chambre et puis yon moun, excepté un case côté l'année en famille et ben homme et une femme. À 2 jours depuis facilité santé en Rodney Bay ouvert, yo aussi teni problème de moun qui a quarantine kamawan. Pour ces moun là qui te viwe en commune là, nous aussi jawe yo retourner par assistance de police là et même en ces commune là. Département pour santé aussi qu'a demandé même public là pour bay l'autorité santé et ben police la information à ce personne yo savent qui entré en cette liste durant 14 jours qui sorti hors de pays nous ni restrictions à sous. Département pour santé qu'a aussi demandé même public là pour continuer mettre en pratique manière pour empêcher yo joindre et ben si mes maladies. Pour plus d'informations, criez département pour santé à numéro 468 5309.
Merci autant, ça c'était Mademoiselle Fadel Neptune, communication, officier de communication en département santé qui a un rapport sur degré situation présentement qualité préparation qui est en place pour ça. Nous avons l'autre rapport que ça va chef officier police cette ici, monsieur Milton Daisy, qui a aussi un rapport à affaire sécurité, service sécurité et manière préparation en place à faire ça là nous côté.
Aujourd'hui, nous Rodney Bay Medical Public Facility, ça c'est que nous sommes moun qui en quarantine et puis ça c'est nous tenons en commerce moun qui est venu sortir matnik vendredi. Comme nous tenons vidéo qui a circulé et puis qui a dit un chay bagay qui pas voué à votre place là. à présent c'est moun sa la yo ha vini mais yo ha ka settle yo a parlé puis yo comprendre raison qui fait yo ka chebe yo et puis yon a ces raisons ça c'est parce que depuis ou sorti à dans yon place qui ni virus là ou yo ni pour chez nous dedans pour 14 jours pour yo assurer qui ou pas ni l'ouvrier là ka yo ou pas ni virus là so nous ka demander moun pour comprendre ça c'est nous savent la ni famille qui ka vle ouais c'est moun ça là mais yo ni pour prendre anti temps et puis coopérer et puis c'est mon Ministry of Health nous te ka also ouais qui moun te ka circuler d'autres vidéos côté moun te ka quitter facilité ça là et puis yo te qu'on nous a dit que yo maon yo ha présentement yo a fait un check et puis c'est moun ça là après moi te bay un rapport et puis dit yo qui ça qui kay fait si police joine yo c'est moun ça là ha oui tourner so nous ka demander public là nous bien apprécier ça et puis si pour yo te bay moun te ka couiller nous moun te ka di nous ko yo moun et puis nous ka demander pour continuer faire ça parce que là ni moun nous apprendre qui peut ka venir pour ça nous ka couiller backdoor ça c'est yo ka venir illégal so nous ka dit si ou savent un monde qui parte ici expressement Martinique qui vini ou ni pour faire rapport pour police comme moi dit ou ka couiller 999 call ça ou pas payer pour lui et puis et bien n'importe police station qui peut ou ça dit que c'est pour ça y pour nous venir point yo c'est un crime pour vous même ni c'est moun ça la caillou si yo pas encore clair through Ministry of Health so nous ka fait un appel pour ces moun ça là pour vier en tout et ben venir en ces facilités ça les ben couiller ministry pour yo même ça en tout parce que raison ça nous plus intéressé c'est nous pas vle moun ça là affecter l'autre monde et puis premier monde yo ka affecté c'est famille yo ko yo aller so nous ka fait un appel pour yo pour vier en tout comme moi dit nous ka remercier ces moun qui te couyo also moi vle laisser pour remercier ces police là qui travaille wed firemen qui travaille wed pour aider mener ces moun ça vie comme nous savons ça c'est un travail personne pas qu'à envie faire mais c'est nous qui là pour faire nous qu'a fait et puis pour nous supporter ministre santé so une fois encore moi garder pointet TB et puis nous qu'a regarder si un jour nous qu'a ouais un petit soulagement à bagay ça là.
La voix chef police cette ici, M. Milton Desir, à cette situation présentement, comme on a dit, monde qui sur quarantaine, situation qui a fait qui a détruit après ça côté cette bail qui va supposer fait contre loi qui a fait particulièrement monde qui a venu à cette ici qui a sorti qui a passé comme on a dit à l'angle backdoor qui a servi divers côtés pour un pays à ça loi ça avec comme ça servir tout bonnement sur situation qui va assurer que le gouvernement peut servir en pile ça c'est là pour nous vieux passer pour les ça.
Thank you so much, the Prime Minister. And yes, it was heartening to hear the police commissioner there as he gave the information that the individuals who absconded from the public health facility there at Rodney Bay, they have returned. And we're hoping that they've learned their lessons. And thank you so much to the persons in the communities who wasted no time and contacted the authorities in getting these individuals back where they belong. And it only goes to show, once again, that together we can. And it was a situation where people said, no way, this is not how it is supposed to be done. And being quarantined, it doesn't mean a death sentence. It doesn't mean that you have COVID-19 and that you are there and put away, locked away from your friends and family forever. It's only for a 2-week period, a 14-day period. And, you know, the best of treatment, the best of facilities are available to these individuals. And so I'm happy that the tempers have calmed and that they're now beginning to understand what it is that's happening, and they're not being shackled away somewhere, as I said. Also, the Commissioner did say that additional resources are being given via sort of the police reserve. So that's very good news coming in there to sort of reinforcements for the St. Lucia Police Force, because they are going to be stretched at a time like this. And let's not forget that the curfew comes into effect 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. So we want to make sure that people adhere to that, stay away from the streets, make sure that you're home, you know, undergo some self-quarantine in there to protect yourself. It's really, really for your own safety. Now we're going to end our live broadcast at this time. It is my duty, though, to inform you that coming up at 12 noon, very, very important, coming up at 12 noon, we're having a press conference here with the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sharon Belma-George. There's lots to discuss. We're discussing, of course, the full transitioning to the OKEU hospital. They will also be discussing the 311 hotline that is going to be coming on stream. We have the testing now that is fully on stream for COVID-19, and all of the areas pertinent to that, of course. Then I'm sure there'll be questions pertaining to the quarantining of the individuals, where they're at, and where is our community testing at. So important information there to give out to you. That's coming up at 12 noon today. Join us back for that. I'm Lisa Joseph on behalf of Primus Hutchinson. See you then.
Wash your hands. Wash them before
eating or handling food or caring for infants, sick or elderly people.
Wash your hands. Wash them after
using the toilet, touching raw